There I was at 8 years old, standing alone in the middle of our homestead courtyard, all alone. Turns out the fear of abandonment never truly leaves us. And here is my story. I was 8 years old when my mom and dad decided to go their separate ways. But the surprising thing is, my mom decided to take my older sister and my other siblings with her and leave me, I would say, all alone, because the day she left, my dad was out drinking. You see, before my dad became a pastor, he would go out drinking with his friends, hopping from village to village, and sometimes never return for a day or two. So on this day my mom left, my dad had gone drinking. And to be honest, she didn't even know whether I was going to come back that day, which makes it that I was truly on my own, an 8-year-old child. And if you know how these homesteads in Africa are built, the homesteads are far apart. So much so that, let's say, if something happened to me, I would have cried my lungs out and nobody would have heard me, because our villages, our homesteads were so far apart from each other, and our place was densely forested, so there were a lot of trees. There I was. I couldn't go into our kitchen and have something to eat. I was so afraid. I think I spent a lot of times just standing outside and peering through the roads to see if my father would come home. As luck would have it, on that day he decided to come home early, and he found me. So he asked me where my mom and my siblings were, and I told him they went. My mom took a suitcase and stuff and they went. And he was like, why did she leave you all by yourself? But I couldn't say anything because I didn't know. I was a child. Only what I knew was I was so afraid of being on my own. As luck will have it, my mom and my siblings returned home that evening. They had waited for a long time and there was no transport to take them. So my father told her, if you want to go next time, please take all the children. I'll tell you, up to this day, I really don't know the reason why I was left on my own out of all the children. At times I thought maybe I wasn't my mother's biological child, but I tried to ask them as years went on. Oh, by the way, they came back together and life became even far much better after that. The fear of being abandoned never leaves you. It stays with you. So as I grew up, I failed to make friendships. I couldn't make a friend. I think in my subconscious, I was afraid they too will abandon me. So all my childhood, I was literally lonely. I clung to friends who were other people's friends. In that way, it felt that if they left, I wouldn't be so much hurt because after all, they were not my friends. And as I grew up and started going out, I found it hard to even have a boyfriend because of that. I would say my life was lonely misery. It took me some years to really find out the reason behind why I couldn't make friends. Because this thing happened to me when I was a child. I think I buried it at the back of my head, at the back of my mind, even though it affected what I did. I didn't really like to bring it up, so I buried so far away. As I grew up and came into adulthood, and people start, they die, some people leave, and then my sisters passed away. I found myself truly alone without a friend. I had to seek help to find out why couldn't I make friends. As it turns out, my help really didn't come from a doctor. It came from the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit didn't talk to somebody else. It talked to me. I had been, searching, praying, doing meditation, mindfulness, just trying to find out why can't I make friendships. I was so afraid. It's not that people did not want to be friends with me, but I was so afraid to be friends with people. I preferred my own company. But obviously, it makes you lonely. As you grow up, you realize that you need other people. You need to be friends with other people. So I started this quest to really find out what the reason was. So it happened. I was meditating and having a quiet time by the sea. I like blue spaces. So I was sitting and listening to the waves and just having this deep search. And I saw sort of like a movie in front of me. The day I was left alone and I was standing there on my own. And it then came to my mind that, oh, so this is the reason why I can't make friendships. I'm afraid of being left behind. So since I found that out, I've been taking small steps to heal that wound and to try and build my life. So I understand how the fear of abandonment can lead to loneliness. I've been lonely. And today I'm going to give you some tips which can help you. Some of the things which I have done myself to help me to build relationships and not let the fear of abandonment and that anxiety of it all control me. Because if you don't work on that fear and it controls you, you will never heal. You'll always be alone. And I can tell you now, being alone is a lonely place. So here are some of the things which you can do. Take small steps. It can be overwhelming to jump into a big social cycle. Just start by joining maybe small groups or small clubs of people who share the same interest. This creates a low pressure environment for you to connect with like-minded people. So that is the first step you can do. I joined a group called Peanut, where women meet and talk about different things. There's no pressure, there's no judgment. So try and find a group where you can join, where there is no judgment, where is a safe space. The reason why I didn't start by joining a face-to-face group, I wanted to ease myself from this fear of being, in attachment with a lot of people. So an online group made it a bit easier to face myself in. The second thing which you can do is to focus on quality over quantity. It's not about having a massive group of friends. It is about building genuine connections with a few people who share your values and your interests. And that is a big and a great starting point. Don't look to have so many friends. I have now 5 people who I really call my friends, who I share. We have a lot in common. We share values. We have a lot of interests which are the same. So try and do that. Don't throw yourself into a massive group. The third thing is, you will always have these negative thoughts coming into your head because of the situation. For me, I always thought maybe I wasn't loved. Maybe my mom was not my biological mom. And all these things, if you allow them, they take over. And then you come to believe you are unloved, you are useless, and all that. And that puts you down. So fear often whispers that everyone will reject you. know that it is only fear. It's something which is trying to hold you back, something which is trying to make you not make friends, so that you have fear as your friend. So challenge these thoughts with affirmations about your own worth and your own likability. If you look deeply, you'll find that people really do like you. And one thing you should know, you are worth whatever you are worthy. People do like you, but the fear and that anxiety is what makes you, shrink back and do not want to make friends. So challenge these thoughts. You can use affirmations. They are very good. And the thing with affirmations is you have to believe what you are saying, and you have to keep doing it, because repetition rewires your brain. The other thing which you should do, and you should always do, is to practice self-compassion. Building friendships take time and effort. Be patient with yourself and celebrate small victories. If you make one friend, that is very good. You have to celebrate. You have to celebrate that. If you meet somebody and you try and they don't become your friend, or you don't become friends, don't beat yourself about it. Be kind and compassionate to yourself. It's gonna work for you. Be open and vulnerable. Open to vulnerability. True friendship requires that some emotional investment is done. Share your struggles with potential friends, but not a sob story, please. Just share in moderation. Share what is important, so that they really do understand what you are going through, what you have gone through. And this fosters deep connections, because you are showing that you are trusting them with your fears. And if they are going to be true friends, they will embrace you. If they shun you, then that means they were not going to be your friends after all. And the next thing you can do is seek support. Like I said, I looked for support from different. I'm not one for therapy, so I didn't go to therapy. But I really trust the Holy Spirit, because He has been with me for a long time. And in times when I was really, really lonely, I found comfort in the Holy Spirit. So seek help. A therapist can help you understand the root of your fear and help you develop a coping mechanism. Because it is very important to find out, why can't you make friends? Why do you have this fear of abandonment? Where does it come from? And unless you know the root cause of that, you won't be able to heal it. So if you have no problem with therapy, and I recommend therapy, you can go to therapy and then work with your therapist and understand the root of your fear, and then they will help you develop making coping mechanisms. You can even look for a life coach. A mindset coach can help you also with the same things. And then there are some things which you can also do, like volunteer. Helping others is a great way to meet new people who share similar values and get outside your comfort zone. Just challenge yourself. Volunteer for something and work with people. You might be surprised. Obviously, you can join online groups or forums related to your interest. Obviously, be aware, because some people have got nasty habits, so be aware when you join this forum. Be proactive. Don't wait for friendships to happen. Strike up conversations with people you meet every day. Maybe you like walking like me. People you meet outside when you go for a walk. If you wait, friendships might not come. So Go out of your comfort zone. Leave that place which is holding you back and strike up conversations. That's the best way to begin. Remember, overcoming loneliness takes time and courage. Celebrate your efforts and focus on the positive aspects of building new relationships. Did you find this helpful? Does it resonate to you? What is your story? I'd like you to leave a comment below and tell us what's your biggest fear about making friends. Is it abandonment, or is it because you were bullied when you were young? Just leave a comment and yeah, we'll talk about it. The other thing is you can download my free workbook. It's called Challenging Your Thoughts, Conquer Abandonment Fear. The link is in the description. Well, guys, thank you for watching, and look for other videos which I'm going to make on this and other stories. Thank you.